My student to assess was Paula. When assessing Paula's spelling, I used the elementary spelling inventory, and here is her spelling sample. I have compared the correct spelling of the word next to each word that Paula spelled incorrectly. This helps me to find her power score. Paula spelled 17 words correctly, making her power score 17. Then I checked in the textbook of words their way, and with this I estimated that her spelling stage is to be the derivation of all relations stage. And I have that right here. Now if you'll look over here, you'll see that I compared the feature for the elementary spelling inventory for Paula. This guide helped me to analyze the errors made and figure out the stage of spelling development for her. I began with the first word and then I just worked down. I worked from left to right for each word and placed a check for the right features, which you can see the checks here, and then I wrote letters that Paula used for features that were incorrect, like I did right here. I did all of this and then I counted the numbers and added them up to the left, as you can see right here. For example, because Paula spelled ship correctly, she gets a check for the consonant, for the final consonant, the short vowel, and the digraph. And then over here, she will get 3 feature points for getting all 3 of those correctly, and 1 point for words spelled correctly, since she spelled the word right. Then, if we take a look at the word shopping, she spelled it S-H-O-P-I-N-G with only 1 P. So she gets a check for the short vowel, the digraph, but not the inflected ending. I wrote the spelling right here, P-I-N-G, that Paula used below it. I can tell from this that Paula is on the right track, but she's using and confusing inflected ending word patterns to spell. Once I scored each row, I added the sum and wrote it in the correct spot for the totals. I double-checked to be sure that I came up with the same number of feature points with the same number of check marks. And then I put these down here. Paula had a total score of 52 out of 62 possible feature points and a total score of 69 out of 87 points total. And I have that up here also. Paula's scores indicated that she does have a mastery of consonants, both beginning and final, and short vowels. This tells me that she doesn't need any further instruction on these. She also mastered digraphs, blends, long vowels, and other vowels, and she got every single one correct. Paula only got one of the inflected endings wrong, which was the P-P-I-N-G in shopping, and gave her a score of 4 of 5, which I wrote down here. And that is an acceptable score. She also has an acceptable score on syllable junctures and unaccented final syllables. However, she missed 2 in the harder suffixes column, as you can see right here, so she'll definitely need some more help with this during instruction. She also got 0 out of 5 bases or roots spelling correctly, so she needs a lot more practice on this. If you glance up to the top of the column, you can see that this falls between the middle stage, which does agree with her power score. Lastly, I analyzed Paula's spelling to see if I could find any common mistakes. So I went over here. Right off the bat, I noticed that her writing is neat and very eligible, and many of the words are spelled correctly. She did get 17 out of 25 correct. Even the misspelled words aren't really that far off. Even for number 25, I know it's spelled wrong, but I can still tell that the word she is trying to spell is opposition. I can tell that she's sounding out the words and trying her best, but Paula's paying close attention to all of the individual sounds in the words and missing how sometimes letters can join together like in digraphs and blends and can sound differently when they're placed together. Looking at what Paula uses but confuses, I noticed a pattern that many of her mistakes are wrongly used vowels, and you can see a lot of these in the last ones. For example, she spelled confident C-O-N-F-A-D-E-N-T. I can see how it may sound correct, however, the base roots are wrong. Again, she does need work on bases and roots. There are also additional letters that she adds in, like for fortunate. She wrote F-O-R-C-H-E-N-E-T. I noticed that these common repeated errors with vowels show that Paula is considered a within word pattern speller who would definitely benefit and grow from the study of vowel patterns and additional practice, of course. Overall, I can definitely tell that Paula tried her best, and I'm definitely impressed. Her spelling, inventory, and writing sample offer confirmation on her developmental stage and shows me as the teacher that her features need attention that the features that need attention for her to become a better speller, and this can help me help her to become this.